Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Just with Josh. Tonight is the eve before the eve of Halloween, and it's the witching hour. It's actually that time, and I'm being careful with my voice right now because I don't want to dissatisfy any imminent evil spirits that could be with us at this time. Take a drink of water just in case. It's Halloween in 2022. I was just walking down the street. I think I saw a couple of cultists dragging some lady into the woods. I didn't say nothing. I just looked the other way. I kept moving. I know how it is. This whole town is probably ran by a cult. Sometimes it feels that way. Not if you live in St. John, you know. Feels like you're either if you live in St. John, you know. If you live in St. John, you know. I won't disparage anyone. All right, in my vulnerable position at this vulnerable time. Yeah, this is the time. This is what it's been leading up to. The past month, the buildup of darkness and spiritual energies have arrived, and we are here. It is the eve of Hallows Eve, and in a couple days, like 2 days, it'll centrifuge, and to the coming effect of Halloween, and children will be going trick or treating and whatnot, and worshiping dark forces, unlike they've ever done before, for the first time in probably a couple of years, because of COVID. So that's not good. It's not good. So I'm glad we've gathered here tonight. We're going to talk about it. We're going to work it out. We're going to say a prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Protect us from these crazy, demonic Satanists and their children and their weird fetishes of Jeffrey Dahmer. And just protect us. Put a ring of light around us and shield us. All right. Kanye West is right. All right. They got all these Jewish people running Netflix, putting out all this murderer content. They want us to like murder. They want us to like murder. It's part of the depopulation scheme. They want us to like murder so that we start killing each other. Start bringing down the numbers. Doing their dirty work, getting that, global depopulation. And this is probably just phase one. This is phase one. You seen those Purge movies? You seen what, that's like a psyop. All right, this is like the producers in Hollywood. All right, they're all in bed with, Gavin Newsom and all these big government officials. They're all in bed. They're trying to send you a message. All right. So when you're watching these movies like Purge or American Horror Story, okay, you're seeing like the society gone wrong. You're seeing everyone just out for themselves, just looting and shooting. Okay. They are preparing you mentally for a post-apocalyptic nightmare dystopia, where they will live in like little bunkers that'll be decked out. It'll be beautiful. It'll be like these beautiful decadent bunkers. Maybe these societies, like maybe they'll have like cities for rich people that'll be like underground. That'll be like beautiful and immaculate. But then we'll be like the mole people above ground, all mutated and shit, and fucking we'll have like 6 fingers and we'll have like no eyes and shit. We'll be like clicking around to like get around and stuff, and they'll come up above ground. They'll just see the green mist from the nukes that they dropped after Zelensky. I'm pretty sure I got the new Call of Duty, and I'm pretty sure they have they're doing a support package for Ukraine, to support the war effort. And if you buy this, skin for a gun, this cosmetic item, this little cute hat or whatever, you get the proceeds go to Ukraine, and they just got like a picture of like all these guys like doing Call of Duty poses, and the middle is just like Zelensky just like staring you down. And yeah, he's a good say. Like I'm glad that Call of Duty and Zelensky were able to come together and do that for Ukraine. I'm glad, these nukes probably aren't cheap. I'm glad that part of my support of Call of Duty is also contributing to the effort to turn Earth into the new sequel to Fallout. But what we got to do is prepare ourselves. There's nothing we can do to prepare ourselves physically. There's nothing you can do. There's no amount of beans in a can that you can save, okay? To save yourself from these witches and demonic tribes of nuclear fascists, okay? And communists, okay? You just have to steel your mind and prepare yourself for what comes after. When that bomb falls, when that big flash hits, like when the lights go out and then when they come back on, like, what are you gonna have to say for yourself, mister? Like, because God's gonna be asking some questions then. Are you gonna run away from the explosion like a pussy, or are you gonna face it? You're gonna accept. You're just gonna look at the nuclear mushroom cloud in the eye and just embrace it. These are the questions you should be asking yourself, and these are the questions if you want to be prepared. That is, yeah. But there's nothing we can do, and that's okay. And I think Kanye West is it's nice that it's nice that he's putting it all on the line, saying these crazy things, even though, maybe they're a little hurtful. If you're a Jewish person, he's like, well, what did I do? He's, and I think Lex Friedman, who put Kanye on an interview, made a good point. He's like, you got to call out these people specifically, like have the balls to call out these people specifically. You can't just say, oh, these Jews, are kind of rough, you can't just start hating on, saying like, oh man, all these Jews, man, they're Jewing up Hollywood. It's making it hard, taking all the money. They're making it, ruining my Adidas deals. Can't be like that. But I'm glad that he has the balls to at least, take a tantrum on social media, like a good, honest tantrum. Like no one else is, you got some Will Smiths going up and slapping people and stuff. But just a good, honest, like truthful, just speaking out your feelings, telling it like it is. Like, maybe he doesn't have the most eloquent way of putting it, but it's nice for him just to say his thing, and I think he should be able to say it. And you know what? Maybe there is a lot of Jews, taking us. Maybe they're taking us for a bit of a ride here. Maybe we should be on. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. But we should be allowed to talk about it, figure it out. How do you know if you don't know? I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like the Jews are controlling the media, but I'm not sure if they are or not. They very well could have a patrician of control, and they could be, enforcing that, and I could be feeling that and not even knowing it. So there's that. And nowadays, everyone wants to pretend like they're perfect, like they're the image, like they're putting on a good show, like they're not doing anything wrong, like they could be one of the Kardashians. They're keeping up, like everyone's keeping up with the Kardashians. But the truth is, how many people on the inside are like Kanye? Maybe it's not the Jewish people for you, but if you're one of these Kardashians, like maybe you're sick and tired of these dudes. You don't like men. Like there's a lot of, if you're a woman, come on, maybe you can empathize with in the sense that you hate stuff like girls hate all kinds of shit. I don't know what a female Kanye would be like. Like Kim Kardashian's not running around saying stuff like that. She's very chill. She keeps it cool. But then again, she's not like trying to send a message. She's just trying to sell underwear and makeup. And the makeup she's selling is weird. Like, what's the deal with the makeup? The makeup doesn't look good. Like what girls are doing with makeup is like what the Nazis did with the Holocaust. In except for cosmetic, like facial cosmetics. It's too much. It's like obscene. It's never been seen before, and it's catastrophic. I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of these girls like to be altruistic, with all their, you know, don't do this, don't do that, don't cut down trees, don't eat monkey brains or whatever. And then they get all hot and heavy about that. But then you think about it, I'm pretty sure makeup takes shark fins. And like the amount of makeup these girls are dumping on their faces, like how many sharks are dying just so these women can have like their makeup. You know what I mean? There's probably like a shark holocaust going on right now. Like if they made a realistic Finding Nemo in 2022 and Nemo came across the sharks, they would all just be crying and like beaten down and betrothing. They'd be like missing fins and shit. You know? I guess like shark fin soup is like banned. You can't like eat shark fin soup in a lot of places. But like makeup uses like shark fin stuff. Or I could be fucking wrong. I could be dead wrong. Maybe they don't use makeup and shark fins anymore. But my point is makeup's gone way too far. And I'm not gonna be cliche. I'm not gonna say that, it almost looks like a circus when you go out to the local pub. But I mean, a lot of these girls, it's like, what are they wearing all this makeup for? Like, what's with the tan makeup? The skin, the makeup that makes your skin tan. It makes your skin, but it's not like a nice tan. It doesn't look like you went out in the sun by any means. It looks like you rolled around in like a crumble. Like it looks like you rolled around in a fucking like paprika. You're doing makeup for the set of Willy Wonka and you're the Oompa Loompa. Like, what is this shade? Like, what is it trying to express? Like, what does it mean? And like, I don't even like putting moisturizer on my face because it feels weird. It feels oily. How are you putting this much makeup on your face? And then you have like the elaborate like eyebrows and the eyeliner where they're like, you could kill somebody with these eyelashes and they're like falling off their face, and then they're like painting like circles, like literally clown. It's like scarier than clown music. It's unbelievable. It truly is unbelievable. That aesthetic, that like if you've ever seen someone like go really overboard with like the colored blush and like the greens and the yellows and the purples and the blues, and they look like they're a fucking pixie or some shit, but it doesn't look real. It doesn't look like they're really like a pixie. They're like some fat, or some like, kind of beat lady, and then she's like looking like she got into like she's looking like a pixie shit on her face or something. Like it's crazy. It's unbelievable. It's like it's like the body was left at sea, and like algae and like and those little things that, what are those, they call them, like fucking, it looks like you crawled out of Davy Jones's fucking locker with some of this makeup you got going on here. All right, it's too much. It's too much. Okay. And that's an epidemic in and of itself, okay? Like, people are talking a lot about all these issues, but we have to find out why women want to wear this amount of makeup. Like, we should probably, I mean, is it like this? And then when the masks, you see some girls, they want to wear masks because they want to hide their face still. And it's like, why? Like, should we just start giving them real masks? Like, what if we just gave them a plastic mask that was made up that you could like strap to your face? Like what if Kim Kardashian released a line of like face plates that you wore that were like always smiling? That'd be kind of poetic too. It could be like a poetic thing. It could be like ironic. You could wear your face mask and then it would become like unironic and people would just wear it like legitimately, like some kind of fucking dystopia, like Handtail Maids or whatever. Yeah. There's a lot worse than Kanye, okay? There's a lot worse than Kanye. He's a man that's out there saying all this shit, willing to lose his money. Do you think he just, he could not say the Jews suck and then he wouldn't lose all his money? He doesn't stand to gain anything by saying that. He's trying to prove a point that you should be able to say these things, obviously. Obviously, And he's losing all his money. He's getting drained. That's what they're doing with these guys nowadays. These Alex Jones guys, these characters, they're draining their bank accounts. If you step out of line, if you say the wrong thing and you don't own your own social media, you just get banned. You can't speak your own truth. So now they're all going around buying their own social medias. Yeah, Kanye wants to buy Parler now. He wants to buy Parler. Elon Musk just closed on Twitter. Elon owns Twitter now. It's great. I can say the N-word on Twitter now. That's unbelievable. There's going to be a lot of, maybe it'll be like, maybe it'll be fucking awesome again. Maybe it'll be like the old internet. And maybe it'll just be chill. And, they'll let on Trump, get Trump back on there, get Kanye. It'll be like 2017 all over again. It'll be amazing. And then they won't be able to do anything to stop it because he owns the place, right? Right? Like, they can't do anything to stop his company. They can't say that Twitter's not allowed to operate. They can't shut down Twitter. Can they? Like, imagine. Like, who decides, like, what's, like, canceled and, like, what's not okay and, like, what's correct and, like, from the top down, like, who's, with all the money and, like, the social groups, like, who's the one paying everybody? Like, that's what you think. Obviously, it's like the big, these big banks and credit institutions. They got everyone on payroll and stuff. But it's just fascinating. I wonder if it's kind of like it would be very helpful, when we discuss these matters, if we know exactly the people, who are pulling these bannings and, like, of course they got the people that, working at Twitter and whatnot, making these decisions, to ban Donald Trump and stuff. And we got the employees and whatnot there. But, like, who's telling them to make that decision? And, like, when Jack Dorsey gets on and said, the old CEO of Twitter gets on and says, we don't know exactly why we or we banned him because of this speech here, because this we were worried about this or some bullshit. It's just, I don't know. It's going to be good. It's going to be nice to have free speech back in the business. It's going to be good to have that because it's so important. You got to be able to talk about this stuff. You don't know what you don't know, right? How do you know that your opinion's shit unless someone tells you otherwise? I mean, you might go around thinking that, like, I don't know, it's okay to, like if you grew up in a village in Africa in a jungle and you grew up watching people, like, attack other people's tribes and, like, cannibalize them and eat them, cook other people over the fire, right? And then you came to America and you were trying to integrate and like you'd have a hard time. You'd have a hard time explaining yourself when it comes to, barbecue and whatnot. You'd probably just chill. You'd probably chill. Probably be chill, actually. I don't know. All I'm saying is don't fucking eat people. Don't normalize eating people. Don't let these elites turn you into a fucking cannibal purge maniac. All right, just because you want to, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Just don't let them make us into fucking disconnected, mind-numbing slaves. Don't let them take away our ability to communicate on this technology. It's a gift from God. And I mean, they're talking about this Bill C-11 here in Canada, where they're actually going to pass legislation to, I don't know, fuck with us. Essentially, they're gonna make some internet bullshit. They've been trying to, I don't even know anymore, because they've been trying to ram this bill through Parliament for the past 5 years. They've been trying to ram it through every other year, like for the past 10 years. I keep hearing about this. Bill C-11, or fucking United States. It's you got that weird guy talking about, why it's actually good with the cable companies, and they want to, make the internet weird and put paywalls behind shit. They're just trying to fuck with your ability just to like access information, and that's really troubling. It's really troubling that the liberal government and the NDP is able to, with their fake fucking supermajority, they don't even get along in the media. Even in the liberal media, they don't get along. But yet they can come together and have every single member from each party vote and rush through these insane fucking bills that completely contrive against like anything to do with traditional Canadian culture and ideals of freedom. They're just going to pass through all this crazy shit, banning guns, banning handguns, freezing guns, blacking out our media, telling us what we can and can't see with these bills. And they're just going to keep ramming through these crazy, insane machinations of their liberal ideologies, these crazy censorship bills, just because they have this supermajority in government. Like, there is no opposition. There is effectively no opposition to stop these bills. There is nobody who can vote against them because of the supermajority. As in this minority liberal government, because they work together and have decided to create a pact with the NDP to share all their votes, to combine all their votes, they can pass whatever the hell they want. And they're running through us in Parliament. And it's unbelievable. We're not going to be able to see Kanye's tweet. We're not going to be able to hear Kanye talk about why black people are cool and Jewish people suck. I'm not going to know. I'm just going to assume Jewish people suck. I'm going to stop questioning anything. I'm just going to be like, oh, I assumed Jewish people suck. Last thing I heard, Kanye said they sucked. I couldn't get updated. You shut down the internet? Whatever. I'll get more ignorant. That's my threat. They're trying to break us down. They're trying to put the genie back in the bottle. The internet was too much for us. They're like, holy shit, these guys are getting way too enlightened. They know way too much. We got to put a kibosh on this. We can't let these people run around, with these free thoughts. Because what they really wish they could do, what they really wish they could fucking censor is your brain and your thoughts. They wish they could stop your brain. That's what they really wish they could ban. And there's no way that's gonna happen. But there's no way they can get away with shutting us off the internet, right? Disconnecting a whole fucking country right above America, the freest country in the world, and you're gonna fuck us like that? You're gonna take us off the grid? That isn't gonna happen. You think a show like mine's gonna survive in the new Canadian liberal tyrant media? Fuck no. They're not gonna have me. I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. I'm gonna have to go to a tropical island in like the southern hemisphere and live like off coconuts with the locals, and like maybe I can get like a satellite with Starlink and like bounce a connection, and maybe I could like live off the grid and like continue to put out my message, continue the Just with Josh. That'd be nice. Go to like the Dominican Republic or like Jamaica. I wonder if the Jamaicans would accept me. Feel like I could do well there. I'm good at dancing. I like Bob Marley, I'm into a lot of Jamaican stuff. Jamaica's cool. They got some good education. The woman actor, right? Respectful. Yeah. I once had this guy tell me that there's this like weird thing they have in like the southern islands, like countries. Like apparently the women like do voodoo on their husbands. Like they fucking like they'll like poison their husbands essentially to like make them like more subdued, to get them to like stay home more and like not go out and fuck other women. Because apparently that's a big problem there. So a lot of the women like they're doing voodoo, like poisoning their fucking husbands, like taking like their like period blood and like putting it in their food and making them like addicted to the woman essentially, or some weird spells or some weird voodoo shit. All the shit that they're doing right now tonight on Halloween. because it's the witching hour right now. It's 2:00 in the morning. Okay, it's 2:00 in the morning. It's the eve. It's the eve before Halloween. Okay, it's Halloween's Eve before Halloween's Eve. Okay, so it's a super dark time spiritually, and I'm just fighting them off like, whoa, watching out. Got spirits coming at me all around me. Got spirits all around me, and I think they're trying to warn me. You need to, yeah, I don't know. Don't listen to me. You need to not listen to me unless you're enjoying yourself. But don't take any of my advice seriously. All right, because I'm going down to Jamaica, and I'm gonna smoke a spliff, and I'm gonna fit right in. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to like the Middle East. Go to like Egypt. You know, I could live next to a pyramid or some shit. That'd be good for me, I feel like. That'd be good for my soul. Just to be able to see like a big, great creation of man. Just right there. Just as a backdrop to my life. Just so I can know that greatness is within. You know? And I don't think I could get into Egypt. I don't think I could get in. I think it'd be really hard for me to become an Egyptian citizen. You know, the Egyptians, they got a history, man. It's a great country. You know, they've done great things. I was watching this documentary about ancient Egypt. And, you know, these ancient Egyptians with these pharaohs and these mummies and these pyramids and all this, you know, they were essentially doing spirit magic. You know, that's what was going on. They were super advanced, like with spirit magic. They like had super advanced hyper focus and understanding of like the human body and the mind and the spirit. They were taking golden scarabs and anointing them in myrrh and putting them in the breast of the pharaoh to protect, like, I have no fucking idea, to represent their heart or something, and sending them up to heaven. And that was one of their techniques. And they were cutting off your toes, but soldering them in gold to like keep them good. They were putting all your stuff like in your tomb with you, so you'd have it when you get to the afterlife. You know, they were putting you in a big ass pyramid if you were a pharaoh, so that it could, like, you know, it's like a cannon. It's like gravity is centrifuging, and it's like your spirit is just light enough to get like launched out. It's like it's easier for your spirit to ascend probably because of gravity or some shit. Probably reduces the pull or something, makes it easier to go up. I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but these Egyptians were like, they were like hackers. They were like ancient spiritual like hackers. And what they did with all this weird medicines and weird anointments and all these rituals and all their gods and whatnot was like, they were hacking the spirit realm. They were like exploring it and mapping it and gleaming into something like probably way off the mark. They were probably fucking it up. They probably are like in some way like tapping into the universe, maybe like a tiny bit, but they were probably like fucking it up a lot. But they were probably closer than like any others. They might have been closer than like a lot of other civilizations. Like, how did they build those fucking pyramids, man? But they were kind of getting something, man. They must have figured something out. And they were like hackers. They were like technologically inclined, but not in a way that we are with like pipes and phones and technology like electricity, but in like a spiritual, ceremonial, philosophical sense. They were heightened. And they were like spiritual hackers. Like what world, what kind of thought, like line of thought has you coming up with like golden scarabs, you know, and getting inserted in the body and mummification and building pyramids for tombs? Like, what line of thought do you have to get on? Like, that's not like you just hanging out with the boys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no. You got something else on your mind. If you're living like a pharaoh, if you're building an empire like that, it's different. We don't got that same kind of mentality nowadays. Everyone's more, relaxed, taken back. I think we need to bring back some of that energy, And then, in Egyptian mythology, when you died, if your heart was heavier than a feather, was your heart lighter than a feather, that's how it was. They would in the final judgments of truth. There was two goddesses, and another guy, Amut. I forget the name of the other two, but they would weigh your heart to see if it was, if you lived truthfully, if you were just, if you were a good soul and you were honest. And they would see, like, they would weigh the content of your heart on a scale against a feather, and it was like the feather of some goddess. And if your heart was lighter than the feather, it meant you went to heaven and your spirit could rise. But then if your heart was heavier than the feather because, you're a lying piece of shit, this Amit would come up out of nowhere and he would eat your fucking heart right in front of you. He would eat your heart and you would disappear. So your spirit would disappear. If your heart was too heavy. If your heart was too heavy, your spirit would disappear forever. But on the other hand, if you were a true soul and you maintained your heart and you were good to yourself, your spirit could rise up to the heavens. And a lot of us can't afford pyramids nowadays, let alone houses. And it gets you thinking, like, if you can't afford myrrh or gold scarabs, a lot of people could barely afford, probably the funeral expenses that, like stuff can be expensive, let alone mummification. I don't know, you better keep your heart light. You better be speaking the truth. I'm rooting for everybody. I'm rooting for Kanye. I hope his heart's doing okay, because I know he's going through stuff. Hope the Jewish people are feeling all right. Hope everyone watching this is feeling good. I hope my heart's feeling okay. I hope it's, lighter than a feather. But on this Halloween Eve's Eve, this witching hour, we gotta be careful. Gotta be on our toes, because you never know. You never know what might come out of the darkness and get you. Could be anything. Could be, Amma coming to eat your fucking heart. Some savage coming to sacrifice you into a cult. You never know what could happen next. This life is anything but ordinary. As the, as the Red Hot Chili Peppers says. And, yeah. Anyways, I don't know how long this episode's been. Does it say 34 minutes? 34 minutes. Well, that's good enough for me. Thank you so much for watching the Just with Josh. This has been a very spooky episode. A lot of crazy stuff. A lot of crazy shit. And I think it's going to be okay, but only if we make it. So try your best, Be kind to your brother. Slay some demons. Wear less makeup. If you can do that, and you're a woman, and you don't like to you wear too much makeup, you can wear less. And you'll be doing better. All right. I think that's it. Have a beautiful night and take care. Mwah. This has been the Just with Josh.